everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just gonna be a talking video. I'm gonna be talking about 3 mindset changes that I had to make in order to lose weight. And these 3 things are something that truly changed the game for me when it came to my weight loss journey, my journey to health and wellness. And I'm just hoping that sharing these mindset changes will maybe help it click for someone else, because that's really what it did for me. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started talking about some mindset changes that I made on my journey. So the first mindset change I had to make starting out my journey was the reason that I was going to be losing weight. And so for so long, I wanted to lose weight because I thought looking thinner would make me feel better about myself. I thought that it was all about the look. I thought that it was how people would look at me, how people would treat me, how all of this, and like I would just feel better if I looked better. And that is something that was never enough to even keep me on track, because I was never able to even stick with it. And so when I finally made the mindset switch that this isn't about how I look, this is about my health, it was insane how much it helped me. And I've talked about it before, but starting my weight loss journey out, I became so scared that I was going to develop an illness, that I was going to have to, honestly, I don't enjoy going to the doctor at all. And so I was thinking, I'm gonna have to start going to doctor's appointments. I'm gonna develop diabetes or high blood pressure or all these different things and start having to pay for doctor's appointments. And like, it really started to kind of freak me out, because I was feeling these things that like I thought I was becoming very sick. And so what I had to do was realize the reasons that I needed to make these changes. And it wasn't for how I looked, and it wasn't for any of those reasons. Yes, that is a bonus, and I feel way more confident in myself now. I feel more confident in clothing that I can wear, and that is like something that came along positive with the weight loss. That is not what motivated me. That is not what keeps me making the healthy choices I make. What helps me to continue to make those healthy choices even now is that my health is my priority. And I see that the choices I make with my meals that I eat, or the snacks that I eat, or the water that I drink, or the amount of activity I do, the choices that I make to stay on track with that make me feel so much better that that's worth it in itself. And so that has become my motivation. Instead of focusing so much on how I'm gonna look if I lose weight, because that was never enough to motivate me. It was never the right reason. And that's why I never had success when that was like my focus. When I switched over to focusing on my health and feeling better and being able to go hiking and skate and everything that I wanted to do that I was struggling with, that I could now do that because I was making these changes, and I didn't have to worry about going to a bunch of doctor's appointments because I could barely breathe going up the stairs, or I had high blood pressure. Like, those types of things started to motivate me more and more and just shift my mindset in the best way possible. And so that was the first thing I had to do before I even really started losing weight. I had to realize, like, no, I need to do this for my health and so that I feel better, and that needs to be my focus. And it even helped my mental health so much. And that was something I didn't even fully think about, but my mental health has improved so much because of the better choices that I make for myself now. And so all around, just making health my focus and my why and my motivation for why I'm doing this was a huge mindset change that really helped me to stay successful. Then the next thing I want to talk about is realizing that everybody wants to lose weight. And okay, clearly not everybody wants to lose weight, but I don't remember what it was. I think I saw a statistic that said, and it was like a real CDC article saying 49% or 50% of all Americans say that they would want to lose 10 or more pounds if they could. And I don't know why, when I read that, it just like clicked with me, because in the past I was so embarrassed about losing weight. I didn't want to tell people that I wanted to lose weight. I feel like people clearly knew I did, and I didn't feel fully comfortable, but for some reason I was so embarrassed to admit, like, yeah, I'm trying to watch what I eat, or yeah, I'm trying to work out more or something. Like, I didn't want to tell people because I always felt embarrassed about it, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about at all. It's not. You're trying to better yourself. You're trying to be healthier. And for some reason, when I talked to people about it, like, I felt embarrassed that I felt embarrassed that I admitted I wanted to lose weight, and I don't know why. That doesn't make sense to me now, but it kind of does at the same time. I get where my thinking was coming from. But when I started to realize that that's like such a common thing. You ask someone, would you want to lose 10 pounds if you could? Yeah, they would. And so when I started to realize like it's not looked down on if you want to lose weight at all, it like took a weight off my shoulder that I had before, that I was like embarrassed to commit to losing weight because I was like scared that people were gonna think negatively of me, which I don't know why they would. I'm trying to better myself. It just helped me so much to realize like I'm not the only one. Everyone would be happy if they could lose 10 pounds. And again, when I say everyone, clearly there are people who are happy with their body, they don't want to, but just realizing that it was such a common thing helped me so much to just kind of be like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. And along with that though, that didn't come along. I feel like I didn't see that quote till a little bit later in my journey. And that's when I got more comfortable sharing my journey on Instagram and stuff like that. But in the beginning, for the first, like we've mentioned before, 2-3 months, Adam and I didn't mention it to anyone. And so I would even be eating like WW snacks at work and I would hide the wrapper in the garbage because I didn't want people to know that I was eating WW foods. I didn't want people to know that I was on this program or like trying to lose weight. I didn't want people to know because I was that embarrassed about it. And thinking back now, it's like frustrating, but it also really did help me in the beginning of my journey. So it goes both ways. But when I really started to realize like there's nothing to be embarrassed about bettering yourself, it helped me a ton. So I hope that helps a little bit. Then the last thing I want to talk about is just the mindset around food and why I would eat certain things or why I would just like mindlessly snack. And so my last job was working in a bakery and I was surrounded by extra desserts all day. And so we would have a back table that sometimes we would have an extra donut on it. It would have a cookie. It would have broken anything that was damaged or we couldn't sell or didn't look good enough. Or even stuff that we had to sample for the day. It would be sitting on this back table and we would be able to just go snack on it throughout the day. So you would walk by and it'd be sitting there, you could grab a bite of it. And so there were so many times where I would just eat and I wasn't hungry. I didn't even want what was there. Like it was just the most mindless thing that I would just do. And so I had to really start focusing on like, was that even worth it? Like I just ate 100 calories in a bite. Was that worth it? Like that 30 seconds of chewing and the satisfaction I got from it, it wasn't worth it to me. And so when I started to think about it that way, I also started to track everything I put in my mouth. So if I had that bite of a donut in the back, I went into my phone and I was tracking what I ate. And that made it so much easier to kind of realize like, okay, I don't even want to go ahead and track that. I'm just not going to eat it. I don't need it. I don't even really want it. Most of the time, I'm not kidding, I didn't even want what was there. I was just doing it. And I can't even explain what was going on in my mind now because it was just, I thought it was something that always brought me comfort. Food has always brought me comfort. And so I think that was part of it. And it was a stressful job. So then if I could go back there and just grab a bite and it just like made me feel better. But really it wasn't in the long run. It wasn't worth the calories or the sugar that I was consuming. And I finally started to realize that and really evaluate like, this is worth it, this isn't worth it. And there are certain things, there are certain times I'm hungry and this will nourish me and it'll be worth it to eat and it's worth the points and it's worth tracking. But so many times I realized like I was just eating a dessert because it was there and I didn't really want it. And so when I switched my mindset and started thinking like what things were worth it, it was like, it became a whole mindset thing in my head. And some people might not struggle with this, but to me, it was so mindless that I would do it. And so when I realized like, okay, maybe I'll evaluate, is this the pros and cons? Like, will this make me feel better? Will this be worth the calories? And sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And so that shift in my mindset really helped me to like prioritize what made me feel better and what I really wanted. So I hope that all makes sense and I hope you guys find this video helpful. Again, I'm just sharing my experiences and I'd love to hear if there are any mindset changes you guys have made that have helped you. Of course, there are more, but these were just like the top 3 that I really found helped me and really like made something click with my weight loss journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it and I will see you next time.